This is candidate John running in the 16th district reading poetry to defeat Darren LaHood. These are 3-minute readings from Aleister Crowley's collected poetry. I hope you enjoy them. I'm also going to be using Clubhouse as like the filler.
Well, I don't really think much about that question because I'm more interested in if what we're doing is a good idea or not, rather than looking backwards. You very well could be right, that's the way it would be looked at, and
Okay. When I read the ingredients, I was like, excuse me, if you consume that shit, you will burn fat and very estrogenized as a dude. Do not do it.
So bad. It tastes really bad.
Yeah, don't do that shit.
I mean, whatever I try, any of the one I tried, it's really bad.
Those that speak out against your message. Right? So, like, Turning Point wouldn't have a platform if Bunny wasn't the person. Like, can you agree to that?
Okay, so this is where I'm like getting a little confused because I came in kind of like mid-conversation, so I don't really know how Turning Point is.
Of hypersense, right, that I used there in that scenario, what that story is doing, and those are ritual structures, are encoding those systems of knowledge.
So there is a constant refrain of the asuras and all that, right? So it kind of.
What's an asura? An asura is your guru, the thing that is your obstacle. It's your pratya. It's your varuna. It's the bearer of that which is the fortress that you can't penetrate, and it's firing back. This is the kind of imagery with asura.
Remember,
the word astra, right, comes from that.
So is that a psychological this thing?
But that's what the question is. What do you mean psychological? So, for example, when hailstorm falls on the earth, right, is that a psychological, in your view?
No.
Well, it should be. It is to me.
What is this, like the glossary show? Are you guys like reading from the glossary of some like Hindu Dindu book or something? What are you guys reading here? That's called a...
And they were like, oh...
It kicked me! It's called a joke!
Like bitch, you don't know him.
I can't take a joke.
Scott's atheist.
So uptight.
I know that, but that's why I was interfering. I wouldn't interfere otherwise.
Okay, no
so
problem.
I'm sorry that I interfered. But why don't say put a finger in the electrical? Why say put your dick? That is insane when you're talking about a toddler. That's just my opinion, and you can go on to other people if you want to. That was just why I interrupted, and I wanted.
How long have you been an atheist?
I've been an atheist all my life.
Wow, from a young age, from the time you think about God. Well, that's very interesting. Thanks, I appreciate you. Thanks for explaining your.
That was the only reason I was interfering. So I'm sorry. I won't do it again.
So much. All right, hey, great to see you. Let's go to Adi. Adi, welcome to the stage. Would you like a fresh five to tell us what's on your mind, my friend?
Can
What's
I
that,
quickly?
Les? Yeah, go ahead, Les. Les, I'll give you Adi 1 second. I'm going to give Les a minute to respond, and then we'll go to Adi. Go ahead.
Eve, you're making a good point, and a finger would have been a much better analogy. Thank you.
Well, thank you for saying that. Thank you. I really thank you for it.
Look at all this civil discourse and exchange. I love it. Adi, let's go to you, my friend. Let's give you your fresh 5. What would you like to talk about?
Oh, I can change the topic to whatever I want.
You can talk about anything. You have 5 minutes to talk about anything you want. Up to
I don't
5
need
minutes.
5 minutes. I'll just take 2 minutes, okay?
Okay.
So, what really interests me is nothing to do with humans, not politics, not countries, not sports, not entertainment, not movies. What I like is the whole universe out there. And that's the only thing that really interests me, is knowing more about the universe that we live in, not just the world. So something like neutron stars or black holes that are spiraling in on each other or other exotic dense objects, that's the stuff that really attracts me and speaks to me. So all this other stuff just doesn't matter to me. That's all. I yield my time.
Well, thank you for sharing, and I love that you love the universe, my friend. Keep being curious and exploring it. Let's go to my dear friend, candidate John Kitover, running for U.S. Congress in the great state of Illinois. John, would you like a fresh 5?
I would love a fresh 5. I would like to read the poem Hymn to Apollo. It's less than 3 minutes, but I know sometimes if I read...
We have a rule. Uncle Steve has a rule. For reading, we only do 60 seconds of reading.
Yeah,
so
remember.
You can comment and summarize. So you can read for 60 seconds and then summarize. So why don't you pick a portion of the poem?
Okay.
And then you can expound and tell us what it means.
60 seconds is the first page, so let me read the first page. This is a meditation. Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold it for 10 seconds. This is called the Hymn to Apollo. God of the golden face and fiery forehead, Lord of the lion's house of strength, exalted in the ram's horns, O ruler of the vaulted heavenly hollow, send out thy rays majestic and the torrid light of thy song. Thy countenance most splendid, bend to the suppliant on his face extended. Hear me, Apollo. Let thy fierce fingers sweep the lair forgotten. Recall the ancient glory of thy chanted music that thrilled the hearts of men and haunted life to adore thee. Cleanse thou our marketplaces misbegotten, fire in my heart and music to my pain. Lend that my song bow past the empyrean, Phoebus before thee. All the old worship in this land is broken, yet on my altar burns the ancient censer, frankincense, saffron, galbanum intensa, ornaments glisten, robes of thy color bind me for thy token, my voice is fuller in thine adoration, thine image holds its God-appointed station. Lycian, listen! My prayers more eloquent than olden chants, long since grown dumb on the soft, forgetful airs, my lips are loud to herald thee, my prayers keener to follow. I do aspire as thy long sunbeam slants upon my crown. I do aspire to thee as no man yet. I am in ecstasy. Hear me, Apollo!
Beautiful candidate. What does that mean to you, and how is it shaping your candidacy for the U.S. House of Representatives?
Well, this is a magical poem from Aleister Crowley. And so I am using poetry to attack and fight and crush Darren LaHood, my opponent, because, you know, it's a question of communication. How do I confirm to the voters that I have credibility? Well, I think if you can read effectively, clearly, intelligently, you can be a candidate yourself. And unfortunately, a lot of the people in Congress today are not reading these massive 30,000-page omnibus bills. They just keep passing multi-trillion-dollar HR acts. So I'm trying to use poetry to intelligently defeat Darren LaHood in the 16th District of Illinois.
Excellent. How's it going? I mean, how is the campaign going? Do you feel like you're making some headway? I mean, I know you're a dark horse. an upstart insurgent campaign, but how is the work on the ground going?
Well, we've already achieved the threshold to get on the ballot for March 17th. We're at 1,130 petition signatures. We only need about 700. October 27th, 28th, I'm driving down to Springfield to deposit the petitions. They have a horseshoe ceremony in Springfield, Illinois. And this campaign was funded by Clubhouse users. We raised over $600. We still have $340 left in the campaign account. And I'm very optimistic, and I do believe we will be on that March 17th ballot. I would say there's a small chance that we beat Darren LaHood because he does have $10 million to run major advertising and, reconnect with all the voters in their consciousness. I'm that dark horse candidate who's using social media, YouTube, Clubhouse, X Spaces, Instagram to try to connect with as many 16th district voters as possible to get them to vote for me.
You're like an Illinois Midwestern Mamdani. I love it, buddy. It's keep.
Yeah, but I'm the exact opposite of Mamdani.
Just a clarifying question, so you're not on the ballot yet, is that correct? Because some people on Clubhouse have said you're on the ballot, but you're not currently there yet. Is that correct?
No, we won't know till about October 28th.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
We won't know until October 28th or early November because.
So you're not on the ballot yet. Thank you.
Correct. We have enough signatures to get on the ballot, but no one has actually gotten on the ballot yet because the ballots aren't printed, and there's been no challenges yet. That doesn't happen for another month.
Very exciting. Very exciting. Well, we wish you luck, and this is exciting to have an upstart insurgent candidate on our show. And oh my gosh, speaking of wonderful, wonderful people, coming off of her birthday, Jane Rosenzweig, the great Jane Rosenzweig, one of the great parallel parkers of the universe and one of the loveliest souls on this app. Jane, would you like a fresh five?
Thank you. Thank you, Scott.
Clip that.
Violet, thanks for inviting me up. I thought I'd just quickly address a fair question in the chat. Is that okay, mods?
Of course. You're always welcome to address the chat, yeah.
I respect the structure. Candidate John Kitover, it's about you. The question is, who would give money to him? And I would like to say, I'm one of them, Jules. I gave $18. Because I like what I see in a young person taking action. And that's the main reason. I'm ideologically opposed to everything John is fighting for. However, I believe in the democratic process. And also, maybe he'll cause a little chaos. You gave me this one, Scott. The Republican race, and I'm very okay with that. But mostly out of just reaching across to a human I don't agree with. And $18, as some of you know, has some significance for Jews of all types, like cultural ones like me. To life, John.
But Jane, there's no way that we're 100% ideologically opposed on everything. That's an all or nothing statement, which is a cognitive distortion disorder.
You're right, John. Many things we are opposed on. Like, I'm a liberal Democrat. Let's just leave it at that. Because as a human, we are one.
Well, Jane, it's very exciting that you're taking part in this upstart insurgent campaign, sowing a little chaos, being a little agent of chaos, like Cora is our agent of chaos. I love it, Jane. I think it's fantastic, and I defend your right to sort of mix it up a little bit. I think it's great, and I'm thrilled, absolutely thrilled, that you're taking part in the democratic process. We love it.
My biggest donors are the biggest liberals on this app, FYI. So I do connect with liberals.
He does. All right, let's go over to. Was that anything else, Jane, or is that good? Are you good?
I am good.
Excellent. I'm going to go to my dear friend. She's an opinion maker and a heartbreaker here on the app. Dr. Francine, would you like a fresh five? Coming to us from the sunny state of Arizona. Dr. Francine, oh, there you are.
I need a fresh. Will
you're-
say that, and I love what changes. And I love the fact that she contributed money to the cause. I mean, the fact that things need to be shaken up is so obvious. And I think it's so cool that it happens here in Clubhouse. So it makes me happy. It really makes me, and it's hard to make me happy this month because of Ed. But Jane, that is so that exactly the kind of open-mindedness that people need.
I love it, Dr. Francine. I'm thrilled. Do you have any questions for the candidate, Dr. Francine, while you've got him on stage?
No, not really, because I don't want to
Center him.
So, and this is not a good to speak, you know, in real information about a state I don't live in and a district I don't live in. I like the fact that he is a young person participating in the democratic process.
I love it, Dr. Francine. Thanks so much for being on the stage. And speaking of politics, I just want to play a little clip from the West Wing. Tariffs have been a big issue, and trade and our role in the world and how trade impacts that. This is from the West Wing. Toby Ziegler explaining the benefits of free trade. Of course, he's played by Richard.
Okay, this is John for Congress.com. I'm on.
It's activist vacation is when.
Go to JohnForCongress.com. Thanks, everybody.
We are the place now. Like I'm a liberal Democrat. Let's just leave it at that. Look at
With the hair and the clothes.
All right, that's it, Doctor.
I got great feet.
You know the benefits of free trade. Food is cheap.
Yes.
Food is cheap. Clothes are cheaper. Steel is cheaper. Cars are cheaper. Phone service is cheaper. You feel me building rhythm here? That's because I'm a speechwriter. I know how to make a point. Lowers prices, it raises income. You see what I did with lowers and raises there?
Yes.
It's called the science of listener attention. We did repetition, we did floating opposites, and now you end with the one that's not like the others. Ready? Free trade stops wars. And that's it. Free trade stops wars. And we figure out a way to fix the rest. One world, one peace. I'm sure I've seen that on a sign somewhere.
God, Toby. Wouldn't it be great if there was someone around you with communication skills who could go in there and tell them that?
There it is, the great Toby Ziegler explaining the benefits of free trade. Lowers prices, raises salaries, and it stops wars, friends. Free trade is a great thing that has changed the planet and, is under some contestation and attack in this current political climate. But, hey, this is a disruptive political age. Uncle Steve, are you back from doing your...
Can you hear me okay? Yes, can you hear me
are
okay?
coming in loud. What did you do on your break? Did you have a mimosa? Did you smoke a cigarette? Take a drag?
I'm smoking cigarettes throughout the show. No, yeah. But I've made some coffee, and yes, I did make a mimosa. Thank you for riding the ship. It's been a long while since we've had John Kitover on the stage. I've got a gift from Mr. Kitover, and then I'm going to talk about Mr. Kitover after the gift.
You're going to roast me?
In the beginning, I think it's important to note what subjects we haven't discussed. We completely ignored the fact that this is a society divided by fear, hatred, and violence. And until we talk about just what this society really is, then I don't know how we're going to change it. For example, we haven't discussed the rot that destroys our cities. We have all the resources we need to check it, and we don't use them. And we haven't discussed why not. We haven't discussed race in this country. We haven't discussed poverty. In short, we haven't discussed any of the sicknesses that may yet send this country up in flames. And we better do it. We better get it out in the open and confront it before it's too late.
Gentlemen, now just a moment, please. Gentlemen.
That is Robert Redford from the movie The Candidate over 50 years ago. Now, I've known John Kitover pretty much ever since I've been on Clubhouse for the past couple of years. I have always said on this show that anybody, including, well, I haven't said including him, but anybody is welcome. Whether I agree with them, I disagree with them, I like them, I don't like them, to come on the show and get their fresh five, as just evidenced. I put my money where my mouth is, and Kitover is welcome to come on the stage and get his fresh five anytime he wants. Now, that being said, would I donate a single dollar to his campaign? No. Do I like him? No. And I'll tell you why. One reason is I don't live in Illinois. Two, Kitover has, what, minimum 50, a different 100 profiles on Clubhouse. He comes on constantly in the past couple of years, different monikers, different voices, talks about stuff that, quite frankly, I think is off the rails.
Of a train track?
I don't
or
know
a roller
how
coaster,
old he is.
Steve?
I can't believe a single word he says, although I say the same thing about Donald Trump. And as much as I
Uncle
appreciate
Steve's come to
and love
Jesus
and
moment.
us with the people that have donated to his campaign because, quote, they like people that want to shake up the system.
Shake it
can't
up. We're
trust
gonna
him.
shake
He is
it
flat
up.
out
We're gonna
lied
shake.
to me.
Lied?
And,
He's still holding a grudge about
this
that
is
venture
one
capital
reason
money?
Why, if I was in his district, I would never vote for him. Simply
He would vote
because
for Darren
I do
LaHood
not
versus
trust
this
him.
guy. That's why my
You know, I tell
campaign
my
slogan is
kids
vote John. It's better than
that the
nothing.
first thing in politics is you have to get people to like you. And
We're trying, Uncle Steve!
People to like you is
We completely ignore the fact that this is a
and apparently a lot of people like Donald Trump. But unfortunately, a lot of people are afraid of Donald Trump. People that say Donald Trump is an idiot, Donald Trump is stupid, they have blinders on. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Donald Trump has pretty much gotten everything that he wanted to do. Take a look at Project 2025, and we were notified of that in advance before Donald Trump won the election. And when Donald Trump was asked, do you know about Nope, I never read it. Look at how much of Project 2025 has been implemented. In my humble opinion, and I never read it word for word, it basically states that we want to make the administrative branch stronger than the legislative and the judicial branch. And Donald Trump has pushed the limits to the extreme just to show us how strong that administrative branch can be. If I was in Kitover's voting district, I would not only not vote him, but I would probably go on a crusade for people and emphasize for people not to vote for him because he's not trustworthy. I can't believe him. And if he were to get elected, which I seriously doubt, who knows what he would do. And that being said, since I purposely picked on him, I'm going to give him a fresh five to respond to what I just said.
Yeah, thanks,
I'd
Uncle
like
Steve.
to add to that response, explain that video that I put in chat. It's a 26-minute video that he posted about 3 days ago for his campaign. Explain it. It's just a man walking on a treadmill. How is that promoting you running for Congress?
And
Well,
right now, everybody will get a chance to respond. I want to give candidate Kitover a fresh five, and he can say anything he wants.
Yeah, thanks, Uncle Steve. Thanks for having me here on your show. You know, you really do put together a very professional show. Let me answer JCC's question first about being on a treadmill. Yes, I record myself doing yoga, and I do record myself on the treadmill at the gym. I'm tracking what I'm doing. I'm trying to stay healthy. I'm trying to work on my cardio and my strength. As a congressperson, as a leader, you shouldn't just tell people what you're going to do. You should show them what you're doing and encourage them through leadership and setting the example of what everybody else should be doing, which is working out and not pumping yourself full of the next set of mRNA spike proteins and boosters and flu shots. Go to the gym, everybody. Now, going back to what Steve was talking about, Steve has a grudge against me because I had the wild dream that Steve was so successful in what he was doing on this app that we'd sell his show to a venture capital firm looking to buy a library catalog. I worked on it. It didn't work out. But Steve puts together, in my opinion, the best shows, his mod squad, because it is the consortium or cornucopia of people that come together, which is what makes great rooms on Clubhouse. There's no individual or just a few characters. Like Steve is essentially a director of a theatrical production, and he's very successful at it. Now, why voters should vote for me versus Darren LaHood is because I want to defund the big beautiful bill, which gives over $400 billion a year in tax credits to Apple, Microsoft, Google, etc. I also want to propose and pass a balanced budget act. The amazing thing about AI is drafting these HR acts takes 60 seconds. And Thomas Massie, Rand Paul, and many other libertarian-leaning or fiscally conservative Republicans believe that we are digging a debt grave of this country. If you can expand the debt and expand the money supply, you are expanding our liabilities and our taxes for we the people. And if you can expand a thing, you can rapidly implode a thing. So I am worried about the future of America, as I know many of you are. And I am primarily worried because of our fiscal irresponsibility, our borrowing, our spending, and our taxing. That's my position.
Because he's not trustworthy. Thank you very much. And got to give props where props are due. You weren't here in the first hour, but for those of you that weren't here in the first hour, replays are on. We had a gentleman came on with the moniker of, or the name of Jesus, and he made a couple of statements, and then when I didn't attack him as nearly as much as I just, and I think logically, but maybe some of you disagree, attack Kitover. He couldn't respond. He came back with epithets, if I said that right, and he came back with accusations. He came back with bullshit. He wouldn't answer my questions. Whereas John, I completely said what I don't like about him, and he responded in a coherent, professional manner. Got to give him props for that. So John, thank you very much. And you're more than encouraged to stay on stage and get a closing thought at the time. If you're in the audience and you want to come up, you are encouraged to do so, because as it gets closer to the top of the hour, it will be next to impossible to do that. And if you want to come up, but you don't know what you want to talk about, this is what I refer to as the best 2 minutes on Clubhouse.
News, the explosion, the search for the missing right now. The images coming in, the horrific explosion at a manufacturing plant. Multiple workers unaccounted for at this hour. Debris landing in yards throughout the community. The blast rattling homes miles away, and we're on the scene tonight. Also breaking, massive firings now underway. Day 10 of the government shutdown. President Trump tonight making good on his threat to fire federal workers and what we know so far. Tonight, a major storm now set to hit. We're tracking what could become the first nor'easter of the season. Either way, the system...
This is being used, and you can either have it taken down, or if you